troubles will come. If Jesus, the Son of God, faced trial and tribulation, if Jesus was betrayed by his own people, what do we think would I don't know. Not to have challenges, not to face trials, not to face betrayals. So that chapter shows that it's okay. Trials, storms will come, but they will be eventually they will go.
Hi, good people. How are you? Welcome to the Diaries of an Entrepreneur once again, a podcast where we get to share stories, where we get to share real-time stories of how people have been able to thrive in the business world. But however, today we are going to be talking about a topic that is so deep. Most of us have been in the same shoes with our guest today. We often experience the same exact things. We don't confront them, we don't talk about them enough, we don't even find the solution and the help that we need. And this has affected the way we run our businesses. We have even failed at our businesses just because we are unable to handle the thing that we are going to be discussing today. And our guest today is none other than Lavender Nassanga, a very young girl. I was telling her she's a young girl and she was telling me how old she is. But Lavender Nassanga is an author. It is rare to find authors, her age. For me, it's just such a blessing today. And she has written a book called It's My Turn. And in this particular book, we get to see how she unlocks her self-worth. She battled so much with people pleasing, trying to find, this approval of the world. And one day she said, enough is enough. And she went on the journey of finding her self-worth. And guess what? Now it's her turn. You could be there. If you're there and you're battling with self-esteem, people pleasing, you do not know how to set your boundaries, this podcast is for you. Lavender, welcome to the podcast Diaries of an Entrepreneur. We are excited to host you.
Thank you.
I love your name, Lavender. It's such a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Your parents were, I don't know what they were thinking. Did they love sense?
No, actually, my mom got a name from a German friend the German friend bought her a set of lavender oil, lavender purple, lavender bath and so already. So again, she loved the scent. That's how she got the name.
Do you love the lavender, the sense in itself for you as the name owner, or they're not your favorites?
I love the flower, though I don't love the scent so much.
Thank you for allowing us to host you. For a person who is watching Lavender for the first time, Who is Lavender?
Lavender is a life and identity coach. Lavender is an accountant by training. I just graduated in March.
Wow.
And now an author. Thank you so much.
An author is, so you graduated at the same time, published your book, launched your book. How did that make you feel? Publishing your book, being able to graduate, how did that make you feel?
Of course, it held, but one of the most memorable days in my life. It was one of the most beautiful days. It reminded me of how world can answer different prayers at the same time.
I'm just going to ask a strange question. Anytime I like asking strange questions. For someone who could be watching, they might be like, yo, she's young. Mm-hmm. How, for your age, what made you sit down and you're like, you know what? I'm going to write a book. I'm going to be an author.
I've always wanted to live a life beyond my academic. I've always wanted to. I didn't want to just go to school, get married, produce kids, and die. I just think that I wanted to have more to my name than just my profession, more to my name than just my academics. That's like, yeah, I can be a speaker, I can coach, I can author, I can write a book. Because, sometimes we limit ourselves because you think games are expensive, but it's free. Games are free. You just have yes. So I remember I read a book called Deliberately Selfish by Dr. Bahati Gonda. And when I read her book, I saw parts of me in that book. And it encouraged me. It took me to another place from where I was. So I was like, if someone can write a book like this, and can transform me. And that means even me, I can write a book that can transform because I'm not the only person struggling with the thing I'm struggling with. There are other people out there. So if I write something and show them how I moved from point A to point A, you can also go from point A to point A.
Wow. So people should write more books because I mean it's not just a legacy, but people's lives are literally transformed in a way. Tell us, it's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. I love the title. It's my turn. It's a bit personal.
Yeah.
It's the title is a bit personal. Tell us about this book. What's the story behind the book?
Yeah, so the story behind the book, it's my turn. I struggled with low self-esteem. I struggled with people pleasing. I struggled with self-doubt. I didn't think I was as good as I am or as good as God say I am because of certain environments that shaped me. Sometimes it was home, sometimes it was at school, sometimes different environments. So I was around toxic people, I was around toxic environments for some kind. So they made me doubt who I am. They made me doubt they made me doubt my capability. So I started thinking that my want was side to people's validation, to how people see me, to how people treat me. Yeah. So I struggled a lot with saying no, especially. That's why it's my favorite. Actually, it's my turn to say no is my favorite chapter in that book because I struggled so much with saying no. I was the least girl. People would tell me, "Can you do this?" Yes. Can you do this? Yes. Even when I did one trick, and I would just say yes because I wanted to think then. Yeah, but I wasn't happy as a person. So struggling with all those things, actually all those chapters in that book, I was saying that struggled with all the chapters. I feel that's why when you said it's personal, the title is personal, it's true. But those chapters are all things I struggled with, and I show people how to get over them, how to handle them, how to maneuver. Oh,
When you stopped being the yes girl, because at times when each time we say yes, 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 yes,
yeah.
people take us for granted. You become that to go to for people's problems because they know Lavender will say yes, will say yes. But the day you put your foot down and say it, no, it's time to choose me. I will say no when I don't want to do something.
Yeah.
Did that affect your friends, the people around you? Because they're like, you tell someone and they're like, why she say? Didn't that affect your friendships and the people around you?
It did, and shocked people. People were for like, wait a minute, what? You should just say no. You know when you're used to saying yes, yes. But of course, even for me, back then, for the first time, I was like, now it's time for me to say no. The first time I said no, it felt strange, but it didn't feel familiar because I've not been saying no, boring, I used to person. So it's felt strange. I felt guilty for it at some point. But I'm like, if I get rude, am I being disrespectful? Am I being harsh? Yeah. But of course, to the people who are used to the yes, yes, but they don't give, especially those who are benefiting from the yes, yes, but they don't think. Some of them misunderstood me. Some of them got kissed. Some of them got angry at me. Some of them were disappointed. But I had no choice. I decided that because I knew that girl. I'm going to say no to them, but I'm really disappointed. So I wasn't shocked when that happened. I expected it, but yes, they are disappointed.
Wow. Let's talk about boundary settings.
Yeah.
How has your life before you set boundaries and after you set boundaries been different?
Wow, boundary. Life before I set boundary was so stressful. I had no peace. I was like I could take in more than I could do. Because when you are a yes person, you tend to say yes to more things than you can manage to have. More assignments because you don't manage to do. So you find yourself in a cocktail of activities. You find yourself stressed. So I was always stressed. My nervous system wasn't, relaxed. I always had headaches. I lacked appetite. My hormones, actually. It also affected my hormonal imbalance by the would have been on treatment for hormonal imbalance and I'm not feeling like, yeah. So when I set boundaries, I got okay. When I set boundaries, I had more respect for myself. when I set boundaries, my nervous system became calmer compared to how I was. When I set boundaries, people respected me. But people who used to disrespect me before now respect me. You don't just come to Lavender now and you tell her, please help me do this. People who just say, Lavender, please help me do this. Now come with Lavender, do you have time on you? Can you do this for me? Will you be able to do this for me? So they are also expecting a yes or a no. Because now it's not an automatic yes.
Yeah.
Actually now it's more of an automatic no than a yes.
Wow. Do you feel like this whole thing of boundaries, okay, do you think that lack of boundaries is what was actually making you sick? That
Yes.
you feel like after setting out all the boundaries and making it clear, you're
Yes.
more healthier?
I'm more healthier. I'm in charge of my life. I choose where to be it relationships, be it workplace, be it environment, be it events. I choose where to be. I can choose not to do something that I don't want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think if you, let me say, today you got a very fancy, nice, well-paying job,
Yeah.
and then like your first 2-3 days at work, you get there and realize my values, my morals, it doesn't align with your values. It doesn't align with who you are.
Yeah.
Would you walk out?
Actually, it's not even about the money anymore. Right now. No, it's not just about the money. Right now, it's about my values. It's about how I'm treated. It's about how I'm valued. It's about how I'm respected. Yeah. So I don't just take on any job because they give me this a lot of money. Because guess what? If I take on a job that is going to end up depressing me, I'm going to end up using that same money to treat myself. I'm going to spend it in therapy. I'm not going to enjoy it the way I have to enjoy it. So right now, it's more of my values. The money can always come, but it's more of my values. Yeah.
So at what point did you realize that you needed help?
I realized I needed help when I had suicidal thoughts. I lacked appetite. I wasn't eating. I struggled eating. I still do, but not like I used to. I'm better. I'm in a better place right now, but I had a lot of migraines. I had insomnia. I lacked sleep, and I also went into depression barriers. I was through therapy for some time, but at the point where I realized I have suicidal thoughts, that's when I learned it from.
And how did you find a community? Because now you're from a toxic community with a lot of bullying and stuff like that, you don't feel good. How were you able to identify a community that came to be like, this is the community that is for me, this is the community that is going to help me?
Actually, my turning point was I was listening to Bob Ethel. I think I was a senior pre, and there was a prefect in my O level, who was the house captain of the 12. And I was traveling with some students who are kind of bullying me, indirect, non-directly, and I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know who exactly to talk to about it. So I remember I wanted Kitty's Radio Maria then. I was a Catholic then. And along the ways, I come across them and like, yeah, these people talking things that bring like me, things I want to hear, things that are encouraging, things that are motivating. So when I tuned into Bob FM, that is when I listened to Coach Party and Team for the very first time. So the following days, I kept on. So long story short, I signed up for the mentorship with Coach
When you're still in senior 3?
No.
I will wait after.
After I continued listening to the program, but in Form 6 vacation, that's when I tuned into the mentorship. What's Posh Day? I remember I had a discount for Polo what is saying, Kepo Bete, and at very time. So I loved the Shadore is given okay, but I knew I was still in school, so I wouldn't concentrate doing another post. So I waited till Form 6 vacation. That's when I signed up. I texted her, I want to join. I've heard you talk about the discount of the accelerated mentorship program. I want to join. So that's how I joined. And when I joined, I met a community of coaches. That is how I got a community of coaches that believed in me because I think I was the youngest. I was the youngest.
Are you sure I'm not still the youngest?
I was the youngest in my class, and they would call me baby coach because they were all older than me. And so the community of coaches that loved on me, they believed in me, they encouraged me. Like, it was a whole different environment and experience for me. I was like, wow. So if I have a group of people like this that believe in me, that encourage me, that see greatness in me, I don't care about that believe in me. Like, they made me feel like, I don't care.
Same.
You don't believe me. I have a group of people that believe in me.
How being called a baby coach and didn't you feel like you're out of, like, because you're dealing with adults?
Yeah.
I feel like most of us in senior six back, I didn't know what I want. What was I even doing in senior six back looking back?
Yeah.
I think I was somewhere working for my parents.
Yeah.
But being in senior six back and taking that bold decision of I think I need to sign up for a mentorship.
Yeah.
Because most people will not even understand what is mentorship. That could be a sign that you're called for greatness. But by senior six, most people don't know that what is mentorship. They're excited about like doing this and this. So you're finding yourself in a space where people have their lives figured out.
Yeah.
They're building their careers, and then you need to go to campus.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Actually, me, it made me feel good because a lot of people had different career background. Some were lawyers, some were engineers, some were teachers, different professions. So me, it was more been networking with people better than me. Because as a young girl, I've always wanted to collect a people better than me. I've always had that hunger. I think all my childhood, but I think from around senior one, I've always watched Oprah's videos on YouTube, and Oprah has already inspired me. Yeah, so me meeting such people, and it felt good to connect with people who are better than me. I felt like I need help with legal services. I have that. When you talk with Indian accountants, they're also accountants. So because of four people experience or connecting with people better than me.
Didn't your age mates at that time
Yeah.
find it strange or still find it strange and they're like, because I find out, I can imagine when you told them you're launching a book. I mean, how many graduates would be launching books? Not so many. What was their reaction like?
Some were shocked. Of course, some were shocked, especially now when I graduated as a coach. Because I first graduated as a coach after joining Univa.
Wow.
Yeah. I graduated as a coach, so this one was looked at me like, "Are you okay? What is the rush for? Like, are you like is everything okay?
Don't you have a life to
Do you
live?
have a life? Can you calm down? Can you enjoy life? Can you live? Yeah." But to me, that's what I wanted. But then when it came to launching a book, of course, some people didn't know me. But now, after me graduating as a coach, somehow people started getting used to me. Like, that's how she is. She's somehow ambitious. Those are things she likes. Yeah, those are things that she's drawn to. So when I launched a book, some people were shocked. Of course, they didn't expect me. They didn't see this coming. But for the people who knew me for the longest time weren't shocked. I can't expect it.
At campus, did people used to come to you like, Coach Lavender, I'm going through this and this?
Some would laugh at it because they're like, you're too young to be a coach. Like, how come I can come to you with, my problems and my issues? What have this seen? What experiences have you had? You're on the same level.
Because they can imagine for you to be a coach, you must have gone through
you must
problems, you have carried the world on top of your head.
You must have suffered. Yeah. But of course, there are few people who believed in me, who saw greatness in me. But most of them looked at their age and they're like, I don't think you've gone through life long enough for you to be able to tell you something.
So they never used to like reach out or...
Not many of them. However, they used to recommend me, or like I said, seeking to fellow students, some would recommend me. And also they used to respect me. There's a certain level of respect though.
Yeah, because they seem to have it triggered out.
Yeah. There's a certain level of respect for people.
How do you think going to campus to uni, I think that's the new slang, going to uni with your life figured out, with you knowing what you want to dream, with your dreams aligned, how did that help you walk through your university journey?
Wow. Me going to university after, I think that it has a huge life. happy. I feel alignments here and there because I can't say I was 100% aligned or I had it that my life out 100%. No, I didn't do that. This has 100%, but I had certain values. I knew better. There are certain mistakes I didn't make that I could have made if I lived in certainty. So my self-respect was up there. You wouldn't find in environments where you'd expect other people to be. You wouldn't find me doing second thing other people would be. You would expect of a university student. Or see, that's not to be excited, up and down, up and about. I was my
feel-
integrity was intact.
Does that ever feel like you missed out on life? What people call not the standards of the world, what people actually do call life.
Well, I don't think I did miss out. Of course, some people think you cannot up and down, be in university or like campus, you'll be part of the Me, I don't think I missed out on life because I would go out with my friends, would go to the beach, we'd go out to restaurants, we'd go out for movies in Macon. And my kind of life, the kind of person that I am, I'm not the kind of person that wants to set alcohol and get drunk. And I'm not. I'm actually an introvert. So me actually going out and being in a place of loud places, it drains me. So I recharge more when I'm related to the key people that I call friends or that I'm collected.
Can you remember the first time you began struggling with self-worth and confidence?
The first time I began struggling with self-worth.
Or the time you realized that one point that stood out for you, that you realized you're like, I'm actually struggling with self-worth.
Yeah. I can't really trust that lucked, yeah, or like I can, but when I started tying my value to people's validation, to how people treated me, to how, when I started doing things to make other people happy, to please other people, to make sure other people are more comfortable than I am, that's when I realized that something. I didn't realize it then. I realize it now.
After the work.
Then I thought it was the normal, that's how it has to be. Yeah. But along the way, I didn't gain anything from it. I don't have any knowledge from killing people. I didn't benefit anything from putting people first and putting myself last. I didn't benefit from overextending myself ethical. I didn't benefit. So it's now after self-discovery, I've been like, that was the right thing to do. I can also put myself first. I don't have to overdo myself for me to be happy or for people to appreciate me for who I am.
What was that one time in life that you said a yes and instead of a no and you regret it? Is there a moment that you can remember? Instead of a no, you should have said, I should have said no.
Oh, yeah.
But you indeed said a yes and you regret it.
There are many, but the other time I was there to shop a man to shop for way back in school. And we had bought a lot of things already and we had moved all over town and they were not there. And we went to Bata. I'm not disregarding Bata, but we went to Bata to buy shoes. So there were these shoes, they were so big. People people love, people talk with the bad lady because Bata was long lasting and all that. So we wanted to buy a long lasting shoes. So there was this shoe, it was so big. And man, he told me, do you like it? And I didn't like it in my heart. But like, when the movie so around town, my heart is already tired. How can I tell her I don't like that shoe? Yeah? I don't like the shoe. Now, who you get to move around and again took another shoe? So I just said, yes, I like it. But I didn't like it. So when I took it home, the shoe was too big. I couldn't even wear. I remember I went to school and I wore it, but people were laughing at me because the shoe was big. I didn't wear those shoes again. So that's why that's the time I say this and like, I would have said.
But how possible is it that you are perfect and you're battling with self-worth?
I don't know, but somehow, I think I'm a natural born leader. I'm my mom's firstborn, and I have their feeling.
That's one syndrome.
Yeah, firstborn syndrome. So somehow, somewhere by the leadership has scholar. Somehow, somewhere. Because I remember even in my A level, there were the time for campaigning, and my teacher told me, Lavender, you should stand up for this role. You can do it. But I didn't want to stand up for that show because I felt like I've already been a husband, I've already taken on responsibility, that I'm already tired. But I think I'm a notable leader, so somehow, somewhere, I found myself in leadership position, not just in position, but even leading at all. Leading, I think I'm just a leader. Yeah, so somehow, somehow, leadership is whether I like it or not, whether I'm ready for it or not.
Little wonder you're doing big things for yourself. Do you think this is just out of context of what we are talking about?
Yeah.
But do you think like being a firstborn leader in Africa is is like work in itself?
Well, I don't. Okay. I think it's working itself in some homes, and also working, and also not working in some homes, different homes. Because I've seen firstborns who are being supported and understood by their families, and but I've also seen firstborns who have had to carry the cross, or the load, or the luggage on their own, and everyone is like, you are a leader, you are a firstborn, so you have to bear it.
Figure it
You
out.
have to put it whether you want it or not. Yeah. So they feel like it's normal for you to handle hardships whether you're ready for them or not. So it varies. It depends on the environment. But well, at this time, I feel like it's a little far.
Wow. Let us go back to the mentorship. You said you found your healing, you found your safe space in a great mentorship place.
Yeah.
And we are Africans. We are just starting to embrace this thing of mentorship. We are starting to appreciate that actually you can be someone and they can be able to help you turn your life around. Tell us about the mentorship spaces that you've been in and how they've transformed your lives.
Wow. I love Academy. I love it so much because many spaces they have enabled you, they have allowed me to be myself without apologizing for correct. They have allowed me to cry when I need to cry, to laugh when I need to laugh. They have encouraged me to trust my dreams. Because even when I was mentioning that goal, most of the people that showed up for the book launch were people from the mentorship, were fellow coaches from the mentorship. Yeah. So the mentorship has really been a safe space for me to flourish. They have allowed me to outline. They have taken the opportunities to serve at different events of people coaching. They have allowed you to network with different people. They have given you opportunities for you pay things. Yeah. Some of them say, I've even made friendships. In the mentorship, people pay for me to attend certain events. People pay for me to, a lot of opportunities really. So we have been an opportunity and an environment that has allowed me to go at my pace, not rushing me, but they continue to give me the support that I get by kindly that he.
What would you tell to someone, it could be a business owner, an entrepreneur out there, who disregards mentorship? Like they're like, why do I need a mentor? What's that? If you baby chi. Why am I even paying my money to be under? I'm ready. Like, why am I even paying my money to be under someone? What word would you have for them? What would you speak into their lives?
Me, what I tell any person out there that this should not mentorship. Mentorship is very important. Mentorship challenge you to be better. Mentorship give you perspective. It helps you see things in a different way. Because before I didn't make a step properly, I used to see things that were clear. But after playing with mentorship, I saw things that were courage. Yeah? Out of a play, I saw things deeper. So mentorship helps you grow, challenge you a better version of each. It helps you make people better than you, but also it allows you to grow into the person you are supposed to be, instead of being the person that is growing out of fear or out of those old narratives that you used to.
I already say that you feel like you're in a space where you unapologetically allowed to be you. What are some of those unapologetic things?
I say no. unapologetically. On solo, and with saying know what I mean, I don't allow myself to be where I'm unhappy. I don't allow myself to be where I'm not valued, where I'm not respected. I do not. And I don't allow myself to shrink because of other people's perception. Before, I would fear to post my content out there because I like, what will people think about me? What will people comment? But now, I'll put my content out there. To have the negative comments, I'll come and block you. And I'll put a date kind because I don't have time to go back and post with the negative. So I do things unapologetically. I dress the way I want to dress. Of course, decently, not in a way that is
In a way that pleases the solidarity.
so I don't have to first seek people's validation. What should I do this? Should I not do this? How will they think if I do this? How will they think if I talk about it? But now also my content. The older version of me would realize, how will people think about me talking about this topic? How will people see? But now I'll talk about a topic I have to talk about. So if you take offense, that is on you. But I would say what I have to say and what I have to say.
All right. This is, I think, chapter 10 of your book. It's my turn to discipline myself. Lack of discipline for many of us. But I love the fact that you're saying it's a turn to discipline myself. And it goes on to say that most of the times we've had our parents, our guardians, our relatives, our friends, mentors discipline us.
Yeah.
Why is that important for someone to be a place where they're able to be the one to know that it's in me to discipline myself? I don't have to wait for my dad. I don't have to wait for my mom. I don't have to wait for my mentor or my coach. Why is it important for me as an individual? Why did you find it important to talk about this for someone to learn self-discipline?
Yeah, it shared in the book. I wrote that because especially maybe the African culture, not even the African culture, in the whole world, they think that people in authority are the ones that have the right to discipline or the permission discipliners or who have to be in discipline. But once we are around people in authority, people like our parents, our partners, our elder, we have it. I think that's the point. Because you're going to miss out on opportunities because you lack self-discipline. And when I talk about self-discipline, I mean things like not spending so much time on social media, sleeping on time, eating well, being around the right people, the right circles, all the basics, yeah? So when we miss out on self-discipline, we are going to miss out on opportunity. Because this one, if you do not keep time, no one will want to work with you. No one will trust. If you're not a person of your value, you don't have the 10 people. No one will recommend you. No one will want to work with you because no one wants to work with someone that lacks a cake or she. If you're someone who disrespects people, you say destroy words the way you want, you disregard people, you look down at people, no one will want to be around you. And you miss out on good networks, you miss out on good networks, you miss out on less partnerships, you miss out on a lot of money because you're indisciplined, yeah? And even you miss out on blessings. God is not going to entrust you with very big assignments because of your lack of discipline. God will know that you're not disciplined enough, so I won't trust you with this amount of money. I won't trust you with these assignments, and that's how to bless it.
Wow. That's then it's my turn to celebrate and appreciate myself. Most of the times we work so hard.
Yeah.
And we work and work, and then we want people to appreciate us. My husband is not appreciating me. My kids are not appreciating this. My parents can't see the work I'm putting in. Why is it important for an individual to really, really appreciate themselves? And at what point should they stop and be like, I'm going to first appreciate myself?
Yeah, it's important because it sends you the burden of expecting people of the disappointment. When people don't appreciate you, of course you get disappointment. You're disappointed. When you expect someone to appreciate you, maybe you've done something good for them, maybe you cared to them when they were silly, then maybe you were there when they had time, and they did not do it. You get disappointed. You're like, what? I told you to say thank you, but she didn't say thank you. Yeah? When you expect, let us say you've achieved something. You're going to school, you're paying with it. Maybe you got a promotion, and you expect your workmates. They, wow, congratulations. And before you know it, they shock you and then you know committed. You did get disappointed. And so celebrating yourself first, it's such a burden of waiting for them, because by the way you'll be waiting for them to congratulate you, you wait for being celebrated. So it's such all that time and the disappointment. When you do it first, even someone who wouldn't have celebrated, somehow they can yourself celebrating. When you stop expecting people to celebrate you, you're not going to be on, like, you're not going to lack peace. You're not going to be, oh my God, they didn't celebrate me, oh my God. No, you're going to be okay with it, and you're going to be happy. You're going to celebrate yourself, and you will even be happier when you celebrate yourself. So when other people celebrate you, that will be a pocket to be another daily bucket. If they don't celebrate you, that you'll be like, it's okay, I celebrated myself, so when I celebrate me alone, that's on you.
And I think that takes us to, I think, chapter 14, where it says it's a time to be my friend. Because I think it's important for you to be your own friend, but I want you to tell us, why is it important? Because if I'm celebrating myself, I can use that a form of being a friend to myself.
Yeah.
At what point do I realize that I need to be a friend to myself, or I'm a friend to myself?
Okay, being a friend to yourself, you have to also look at the thing you did for your friend. When it's your friend's birthday, you make you buy for them cakes, you send them a message, you call them. When they are sick, make sure you be at home, they eat well, you make family say that you have to. Yeah? When they are going through a hard situation, or when they're about to make that wrong decision, if you are a good pay, you're going to make sure you advise them the right way. Yeah? So what you would do for those friends, you also have to be for yourself. Yeah? Now, I have forgotten that commandment, but one of the greatest commandments that say, I think it's one of the greatest commandments, say, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yeah.
So that means even God expects us to love ourselves first before we love other people, because you can't live from an empty cup. That means for you to be your own friend, you're going to make sure you eat well. What you wouldn't want your friends to eat, you're not going to eat. Where you wouldn't want your friend to be, let us say if it's bad company, you're not going to be there. If you're sick, you're going to take care of yourself. Like how you would take care of your friend. You're going to go to the hospital, you're going to take that.
In Africa, we are taught, we have this mentality as human beings, not even just Africans, that we should soldier on, we should be tough all the time, being unwell is weak. But I'm seeing a chapter in your book, I think chapter 16. Guys, you need to look for this book because it really has really some amazing chapters to read. But you're saying it's okay not to be fine sometimes. How do I even, growing up, how would I wake up and tell my African mother, today I'm not okay? They look at her like, in my language, they would say, you're lazy. Or like, you're lazy. You don't have to, why are you not feeling okay? Why is it okay not to be okay sometimes?
Yes, thank you. Sometimes we think that just because we love God so much, we start going to read the Bible, we couple the scripture to all the worship songs, we start the church, we tithe. But think life is supposed to be smooth all the time. But even the Bible says, in this world, we will have trials. Yeah? We will have trials. But be calm because our Papa cards. So God knew that we, like it was supposed to be already beautiful. And I put Jesus a scripture in the Bible that says, is a time for soul, a time for attitude, a time for.
I think it's like Ecclesiastes or something.
The time for crying, a time for mourning, the time for celebrating, a time for being happy. So that chapter of it's okay not to do okay sometimes. It's okay. Because that is life. Life is not bad. Whether you have all the money, whether you pray, whether you tithe all your money, it doesn't guarantee that storms won't start. Troubles will come. It's Jesus, the Son of God, first trial and tribulation. Jesus was betrayed by his own people. But no make think not to have challenges, not to face trials, than to face betrayal. So that chapter shows that it's okay. Trials, storms will come, but they will be eventually they will go. The Bible itself says that you mourn in the night, tears may come at night, but joy comes
In the morning.
So that also shows that there are moments where we shall cry, where you have that heartbreak, where you will fail, where you will be betrayed by a friend, where people will, backstab you. But all the seasons will come and go, and it's okay. Go in that flood.
Wow. Most of us are seated on our dreams, and we are waiting for the right people to approve us. I didn't do that because my husband didn't approve. I could be doing this, but my parents don't like it. I can't put out content out there. My family members don't like. I can't go to church because my husband does not want it, or my parents. If my parents, like you said, I was born Catholic. It's just an example. I was born a Catholic. That day my parents find out that I'm going to a certain church about Pastor A and Pastor B and Pastor C, they will cut my head. And we've held back from, like, we are waiting for the world to approve us. But you're saying here in your book that it's my turn to make things happen. How does someone make things happen without conflicting with all these people that are around us that maybe we feel accountable to?
Yeah. So first of all, as a person, you have to have your values. And you have to know who you are. Because now, if you do not know who you are, the wind wants to you what everybody thinks you're right. Because even those people in authority can also be wrong sometimes. We are human beings, and no one can be 100% perfect. So they may also misunderstand you. When you discover who you are and maybe you Sunday things that they didn't see you doing in the past place. For example, me, they didn't understand me when I started dating or recording or cooking it out there. They didn't understand me when I said I'm becoming a coach. They did not. And some of them didn't understand me when I said that I wrote a book. Some of them thought I was joking or I was just, wasting time, things like that. So you have to be guaranteed. One thing you have to learn, not everybody can understand you. Sometimes when your mentor won't understand you, sometimes when your pastor won't understand you, sometimes when your parents do not understand you. Because God, when God gave you that all that vision, all these dreams, He gave them to you, didn't give it to them. So you have to be okay. You have to know that everybody wants to understand you, but you also have to be okay with the fact that people won't understand. Until that you let do the right thing, you're not conflicting with God's standards, you don't step in one, you're not disrespectful. For why? That's okay, just do it. Because people will misunderstand.
Whether even
what,
Jesus
what.
was misunderstood.
Yeah.
Katoro. Most of the times, as people set their mission, vision, values, when someone had, because you're constantly talking about what are your values.
Yeah.
When someone has values, they're like me. It took me time. Me values and mission and vision, I thought those are things for companies. They don't apply to an individual. What do you mean by I should have a vision and values? And most people out there don't even know what their values are. They don't have a mission. They don't have a vision. Like, then what is supposed to? Where am I supposed to get my mission? What am I supposed to get my vision? What are these things called values? Would you speak into that?
Yeah, with values of book, what you think about here is you have to know what you stand.
Then non-negotiables. Yeah.
What are you negotiating? What do you tolerate as a person? What don't you tolerate? What if you're to dress up? What should we know you for? Because your values, we should know you by your values. You're not supposed to tell us your values and then you contradict them. You have to live there. How do you dress as a person? Tell us about your values. How do you talk to people? How do you show up as a person? Where do you spend your time? Yeah? And how do you do things when you're angry? How do you act? When no one is seeing you or no one is watching you, who are you?
Yeah.
So all those things, sure, you have to know. Because all the things show us your bad. So about your body, you're not just supposed to talk about them that, no, I don't tolerate disrespect. No, I don't tolerate, people who take me for that. No, I don't tolerate. No, we have to see you live it. If you do not tolerate disrespect, we have to see you not tolerating it. You have to see it saying you know where you need to say.
Just like you said earlier, that people started respecting you because when you put your values in place, people started after respecting you. Like, The values were speaking for themselves. You didn't have to speak for them.
And even right now, people know that there are certain things you can't tell Lavender. Because when we tell it to them to have, you know how what she game change. So there are certain things they bring learn. And there's certain things that okay very carefully. Yeah. So your value, what do you stand for and the show of one is tolerate. But when we say I don't tolerate issue and we say you tolerate all this is the thing that gives your value. You lie for that. I also like your fellow.
There is something important here. I think this is chapter 19. You're talking about it's my turn to belong to my tribe. People don't know how to select their they didn't even know what the word tribe. Tribe is like a small circle of people that believe in you, your friends. They don't even know what's a tribe. Why is it important for a person to have or create their own tribe?
Yeah. You have to have a tribe. But Bukumanda, you have to have a tribe that also has the values you believe in. But when you belong to a tribe that contradicts with your value, then you're not going for life. And chances are high that you're going to get off the track. You're going to get off track.
Tell me your friends, I tell you who you are.
Tell me where and I know who you are. Yeah? So, who are your tribe? What is your tribe? Who are your people? Your tribe. And the people in your tribe have to be the people that challenge you to be better, people that believe in you, people that encourage you. You have to support each other. It has to be reciprocal. You don't have to be a paradise to them. Whenever they don't want to giving you, but they're not giving them. And with giving, doesn't just have to be about your money only. Giving them your time, giving them your, helping them when they need help, encouraging them. Yeah? If we are coming to celebrating a birthday, you may not buy a cake, but you can send a celebratory message. Happy birthday. They could bless you, may you do through all those things. So it has to be reciprocal. It has to also be a tribe where they are not the paradise. Feeding from you, and the only one giving. No, you both have to give and receive.
How does one get to a place of that tribe? Or how am I able to identify of Lavender is for me, Stella is for me, Wendy is for me, that one cannot be in my tribe? What are some of the things someone would want to look out for when they are creating their own little tribe? Yeah.
Then, like I say, you have to have value and just have to know who you are. When you know who you are, even your intuition, you cannot. When you're around those kind of people, how is the nervous system? Is it still or are you relaxed? Whenever you're around someone and you feel like you're scared, you feel like your nervous system on tension, you feel like you're not comfortable, you feel like something you told, then that will be the right point to be in try it. But whenever you're around someone like here, you like your nervous system, you calm, you relax. They don't pretend to be who you're not around them. You bring yourself, like you bring your authentic self around them. That's a very key but be around.
Wow. So we don't like owning our stories. You don't like man, don't speak because I didn't have right. I don't even want to talk about my story. They don't even want to own it. But here you are owning your story of man, I've been through this, I've been through all this feeling unworthy, feeling not like it. What makes you own a story, or why should someone own their story?
Thank you. So with own your story, first of all, you have to be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, this is my story. I went through this. I'm not going to run out from it. That I learned the lesson I learned. And the scars are mine. Yeah. So, because when you don't own your story, what happens? You want to live other people's stories. And in that book, in some way, I feel all of us have different stories. And their stories are like movies. Yeah? Some people have horrors, some people have love stories, some people have thrillers, some people have action movie.
What movie do I have?
Yeah. So, in your movie, you are the actor or the actress in the movie. So was God created? Maybe God gave me that story for a reason. Yeah, maybe it's to help someone go through something. So you're supposed to be maybe an action actor or actress, an action movie actor or actress, and now you don't own your story. You want to be other people's story. So meanwhile, let us only my needs a love story and get the horror. Always is that. Always
I
the
refuse to
love
have a horror movie.
story. Yet is that. Yet the love story made it the horror. So you're supposed to act in your life story, but then you want to copy. So work act my horror movie. Yet it's not used. It's not going. You don't have the characteristics. Go somehow it will, it to play around the things like that. So you have a story because God created you that way for a reason. God created you. God allowed you to go through that part of your life or that story of your life for a reason. You had a yeah.
Why is it, if I'm owning my story, that means that I have reached a place of acceptance, yeah? And then also have reached a place where I have to, now, for example, for someone who has dealt with unworthiness and self-worth, I've reached a place where I have to forgive myself. I'm sorry, Sandra, you allowed that to happen to you. At what place does someone reach that point of, and why is it also important for one to forgive themselves? Oh, okay, this and this happened, but I forgive, because we struggle in forgiving ourselves. We battle with it so much, like, Mr. Why is it important for someone to really forgive themselves and accept that I can do better going forward? Or why is it really? Because I think there is somewhere in your chapter, this is chapter 3, it's my turn to forgive myself. And then you also go ahead and recognize that actually it was challenging for you to forgive yourself, because you grew up believe your forgiveness was for others, not realizing that you also needed to extend it to yourself. Not recognizing it was a pivotal step in your journey towards healing and personal growth.
Thank you so much. So, like I say, like I said in that book, me, I used to think I have to do what I could do. And other people have to forgive me. But I do not feel hard to copy myself. Because they used to tell us when we are me, forgive others so that we can forgive you. Forgive others so that we can forgive. Yeah? Forgive when your friends hurt you, forgive them. When someone does something, forgive them. But no one has ever told me to forgive myself. After I learned it as I go older. I'd go either, or there's also something like forgiving myself. Because I also offend myself. When I talk negatively to myself, it's not a big thing. I hurt myself. When I allow myself to be in a place longer than I should have, I allow myself to depart, and it's not a right thing. I'm supposed to let myself out of an environment that is not favorable for me. I'm supposed to let myself out of a pressure that is also favorable for me. Yeah. So I've hurt myself. We hurt ourselves in different ways. Sometimes the decisions we make, yeah, you end up going for maybe a tattoo. You really don't want that tattoo, but maybe just want to fit in somewhere. And that tattoo is very painful. I see people on social media how they struggle to remove them. Yeah, that you're hurting yourself. When you don't take medicine, like my doctor said, you don't go to a hospital for that checkup. Yeah. When I don't work, maybe to have that income so that I can get everything I want to get for myself, I'm hurting myself. Yeah, so I have to allow myself to be myself. I have to accept that by the way I offend myself through the negative self-talks, through tolerating the things longer than I should have, being in stresses longer than I have to. That is hurting me. Yeah, believing that I'm not worthy, believing people's negative statements about me. That is me hurting myself. Yes, I have to forgive myself for believing the negative things, for talking negativity, or not value myself like I value other people. So I forgive myself, I become lighter. Yeah. So even when I apologize to you and you do not forgive me, what I forgive myself, I'll be like, I tell my card. Oh.
Wow. I think everyone needs to really sit down and have a candid conversation, like a self-audit, and you get to a place where you're able to forgive yourself. Lavender, as we come to I just wish I could keep listening to you. But in chapter 2 of your book, you said it's time to pray for myself. Most of the times, my pastor should pray for me. Oh, we have this saying of my mother's prayers are keeping me. My grandmother's prayers are keeping me. But where are your prayers in all this? And I think it's you, what you're saying is a turn to pray for myself, because most of the times you're waiting for the outside world to cover us. If I go to church on Sunday and the pastor prays for me, that is it. If I have like an altar where I belong to and we are praying together as a family and what, that is it. Why is it important for someone to actually have that personal relationship with God? where you get to pray and have time. I don't know how I can put it, but that relationship, intimate personal relationship with God.
I think like Juban, he used to have his personal time with God. He used to go and preach for the day before God. He used to talk with God. I think the Lord was in a word and this good time with God. He helped the disciple who was spend time with God when we were fasting. So I would ask you a question. When you tell me, but Lavender, keep me in your prayers, and I say, how sure are you? I'm going to make another idea. How sure are you?
At times I can. I've even told someone, I'm praying for you, but in instance, you've not even
You're
praying for them. Like they're not even close to your altar.
Exactly. So that's what happens when you just sing. Yes, it's okay if people pray for you, but it's not guaranteed. Yes, your pastor may pray, but even your pastor had their own complaint. They also Monday. They also have their own struggle. So when you think that everyone else is going to pray for you and you don't pray for yourself, my dear, you waste time. You waste the time and you put in yourself at risk. Yeah. Because when you have a personal relationship, so that is how people hear what to think. But when you want God to talk, please do not to only.
Prophesy, man of God.
Man, I told you, has said it. And my mother has told me, and my pastor has said it. All those things I want, but you have to have it. You have to give room for your personal relationship with God. But that relationship with God, by the way, is personal. When God wants to do something, me, I prefer God come to tell me direct, Lavender, this. But then that's that. I want to run communication with my father. Because if God is my father, why is it that if you're at home and you say you have a partner, why would you have to pass through your sibling to reach your partner? Yeah, I would want to reach my father parent, and since it's a free will, we don't have to permanent stop God. You don't have to permanent about to listen. I can as well create my time, my personal time with my father. I hear them out. Because there are certain things I will not tell you. Yes, will be my pastor. But there are certain things I may not tell you. Because you may not even understand me the way I want you to understand. I know that skit is only the con that they understand me the way I want to be understood. Or the way I have to be understood. And it's only the con I will tell certain things that I don't and I put no because trust me, there's no pastor or whichever person in the place you will tell 100% your struggle. It's always that one thing you keep to yourself. So if you have a relationship, it's better when you have a personal relationship. But so you're free, you tell them everything.
Wow, guys. You know what? It's my turn. I think you should just go and look out for this book. It's full of so much wisdom, so much wisdom. And Lavender is going to be telling us how we are able to get a copy. Lavender, before we, come to an end to applause, are there some people you'd want to say thank you or shout out to the people that have been your tribe, the people that have been so pivot in your journey?
Possible opportunity. Now opportunity and more matter opportunity you can really Toski. Yes, sure. I would like to thank God Mahati, Kenda Tamisi. I love you so much. My mentor is my mom. She's my confidant. Thank you so much, Ken Mahadi. That's a big for being there for me, for encouraging me, for talking me, for holding my hand, for praying over me. May God bless you. I love you so much. Also, deep into my mom, deep into my siblings, deep into my friend, Mr. Awesome, Happy, Sarah, and all everyone. Thank you so much. I love you.
All right, thank you so very much. I always give my guests an opportunity to ask me just one random question. I've been asking questions and interviewing you, so I always give my guests an opportunity to just ask me one anything random, just one random question.
Anything random. If there is someone that inspires you outside the kind that you will ever want to put on this show, who is that?
I have a list. If you'd want to wake up and host like someone like
Oprah.
then there is I've forgotten her name. Then there's some chick called Priscilla. Priscilla, she's a pastor. Then the list could go on and on. Like I feel like that people are too many. The likes of TD Jakes. The dreams are valid. Like there are so many. people, there are like a lot of Nigerian ladies who are really ladies that are going to sit and have a conversation. You look at their lives, you're like, yo, they are so God fearing, like really, really God fearing. You see, they're moving with the Holy Spirit and they are thriving. And you'd want to be curious, how are you able to do this? So for me, there are a lot. The list is endless. It's a lot. Guys, how can we get this book? If someone wanted it, how would they be able to access it?
So that book, it's only 30 only Ghana studios, and you can get it through Amazon. We have all that time they had 40, all that outside the country. We can get it on Amazon. It's only $10. It's only $10 on Amazon. Then, you know that enough to get a big copy. You can send me a message or you can phone me on 0779 450574. 0779 450574. You can deliver.
All right, Lavender, thank you so very much for allowing us to host you. It's been beautiful hearing your story. It's my turn, and I believe that I also need to go and do It's My Turn.
Yes.
So, and I believe you also need to have it. Enoch,
Yes.
it's your turn. Guys, behind the camera we have the lens doctor himself, Enoch. If you have a wedding, if you have a birthday shoot, if anything to do with the camera, he's called the lens doctor. So he'll be able to sort you out. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Bye-bye.